Hey guys, it's Amber, and I am getting ready to work on a project using the Begin Story Kit. I have been dying to do something with these new papers that have been coming in the scrapbook kit since the beginning of 2022, and finally found a story that I want to use with this paper here. So I wanted to do a story about when my partner and I first started dating, because it's been 9 years. And this is actually the very first photo ever taken of us. It's a selfie on like a dark train, and no matter what I did to try to save it, it's just too pixelated. It's low quality from like 2012. So it's just not going to work. So that is going in the trash. And I'm okay with blurry photos, but that is not blurry. It's pixelated. So I picked a different one from a couple weeks later. Which still has the blues I was kind of going for. It's still the very beginning of our relationship. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to trim just a little bit more off of this just so I have more space for the holes and it looks slightly more centered on here. I'm going to punch holes on this side of the paper. I'm still debating if I should cut it and put it into a 6x8 page protector, but I'm liking it outside. This side I'm going to do a 2-pocket page protector. I'm going to use this Fresh Start and then this card here that says this 6 different times, and just use that as a way to tell some really small snippets of our very beginnings. I want to position it right above this hello beginning part of the word here and where it says oh yeah. And if I position it right, then you can see this initiate beginnings word here, and I thought that was a good frame for the photo. So I have my chipboards out here. I really like this open heart one. And I'm thinking about the either Let's Begin or the Begin Again one. And I also like this Feeling Confident and Ready. So I want to use at least 3 to try to create a visual triangle and pull some of the really bright colors that are over here onto this side. I'm also looking at potentially using this ampersand yellow one right here, or sorry, I got little cat hairs that just keep showing up because I was just picking up my cat a few minutes ago to move him. Or I'm thinking about using one of these felt hearts here. So I've got a couple little small ones in the right color scheme. Now that I look at that one, it's a little too dark blue. I like the blue, but it's not really anywhere else. I think I'm going to can the blue. And I am really thinking about using this yellow because it really matches well. No idea which kit this came from. I just saved them all in one big container. I have a whole video on how I organize my supplies. This one is all felt pieces. Ampersands in here, but I didn't have any that were the right color scheme. Except this was like the closest, but it's too corally, not pinky. So I didn't use that one. But yeah, so I have a video on how I organize my little embellishments like that. And I'm thinking of maybe moving this open heart over here and kind of layering it. One, it repeats the blue, but it also brings that red over and really creates a visual triangle. And then one of these two, I'm thinking about putting right here in this R just to bring some chipboard over. And then this third one might go down here maybe. I'm trying to decide if I need a third one. The pink feels like too much pink because of all of this overlap right here, but I'm not sure yet. I also like this Begin Again to reinforce the green on here. And then I did consider, I really liked this Ready Heart, but it's just kind of too big, I think is really my issue. And it's very, very bright. I also like this Begin Now, but it was a little different of a blue, so I decided to can that one. And then I also was debating, I definitely don't want to do a New Day, and I don't want to do a Begin Again. I think Fresh Start is the best for the beginning of a new relationship. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe this yellow can create a triangle that way, and then the blues and reds are all creating a triangle, but I might can the third one. We'll see. I gotta make a decision. Let's begin. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on trimming this a little bit, getting the hole punched, figuring out my journaling. I think I'm gonna handwrite it instead of doing typed, unless what I need to do is basically make some notes on the stories. I want to tell and see if they're short enough to fit in here. And I'm debating also if I want to add dates or not with my little Heidi Swap date stamper. So I'm thinking about that because it goes back to 2012. So yeah, thinking about that because they'll fit perfectly right down there in the bottom of each block based on what I want to say. So let's see where we end up. I'm excited to be playing with one of the new kits. Okay guys, so the process of putting this one together is actually pretty simple. I'm just trimming off the edges of the photo like I had mentioned, and then I'm grabbing my photo template there to punch the holes. I have it sized to 7 by 8¼ so that I can use it with the majority of the things. It'll go into 6 by 8 or 10 by 8 albums. So I grabbed a 2-pocket page protector there from my stash. I store them in extra albums. And now I'm just beginning the stages of putting the items into the pockets. So the fresh start was actually just like 1/8 of an inch too wide to fit into the pocket. So I trimmed off one side there, got it tucked in, and peeled away the film protector. And now I'm just going to go back and forth kind of deciding on embellishments and where I want to put them. I really struggled between the yellow felt heart or this ampersand, and then I end up using it in another place. But I kind of played with doing a lineup of products there along the left hand side, and I like the way it looked. The problem was I had a really big gap between the ampersand and the bottom of the photo where I couldn't fit two things, and one was too small, because I had the words digitally printed on there, which was from the Begin story kit. It says the story of how this whole thing began. So I'm just kind of bouncing around, making decisions, and then I decided to go ahead and start on my journaling, using my Heidi Swap date stamp where the months are handwritten. And I came up with 6 little significant things from 4 from the very, very beginning. The 5th one is like when we moved in together, and then the 6th one was when we celebrated our most recent anniversary 9 years later. So I thought that would be a nice way to document the very beginning stages of our relationship, like when we started dating, how we met. It's a really simple version of this, but that was all I really wanted to do, was just showcase a photo. I've never really scrapbooked of us before and have fun playing with products. So there I'm using my VersaFine ink. I really prefer that one for detail stamping, and I was going to start handwriting, but I decided to let it dry, and one of my zeros didn't fully stamp, so I was just finishing that off with a pen. I almost used my rolling adhesive to stick the photo down, but since that one will be outside the page protector, I decided to go a little bit stronger adhesive with some of my Gina K Terrific tape. I used the 1/4 inch size here in the corners. I just did some longer strips so that it was really secure, and then got that positioned where I wanted to above that Hello Beginning word art. I am going to go to stronger adhesive here with the red line tape, and I'm going to put the felt heart down and the chipboard on top of that. Needed to, be strong. And then I'm also going to use that when I do chipboard over on the fresh start side, on the right hand side there, because this is the newer stuff that doesn't have any adhesive. So I originally put the ampersand on the square, and then I remembered another story that I wanted to add, so I'm going to end up moving that onto the left side in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm going to pair it with that pink chipboard piece there with the foam square from Gina K. And this is it, nice and simple, but got the story told, and I really love the colors of this project. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're inspired to get out your projects and your products and get started. Thanks so much. Bye.